Welcome to ADU Point, a video series dedicated to accessory dwelling units. Hi, my name is Will Johnson. I'm a renovation loan consultant and ADU advisor. We're excited about accessory dwelling units. The new ordinances in 2020 has really removed a lot of major barriers. Combine that with financing. This will really empower homeowners to develop affordable housing for loved ones or create an attractive income stream. That's the good news, but there is a tale of caution. This is a complex, dynamic, evolving process. Selection of resources are critical. We've learned a lot with every ADU that we've built. So we'll interview key experts and ask probing questions around ADUs. We'll talk to architects, contractors, builders, interior designers. We'll also talk to financial specialists to understand the best financing that meets your needs. We're committed to advancing your ideas into action. So connect with us and get all of your questions answered. So let's get started. Today I wanted to talk about pre-designed plans. They're available from the city of Encinitas and now the county of San Diego. And now I know a couple of other local building departments will actually accept those building plans from the county, like the city of Chula Vista. What a lot of us have come to understand is this is a great idea, it was a great concept, but the reality is sometimes they just don't work. And they only work in a perfect world. So we wanted to really talk to some people that really have some expertise, some experience with ADUs, and I'm really excited that we have an architect firm that has done a lot of these ADUs. They've tried to work with these plans, so I'm really happy to introduce Chris Dolinkowski from the Ruland Design Group, that's going to talk to us and sort of walk us through some of their experience with these pre-designs and how they approach from a design standpoint. So Chris, welcome. It's a pleasure having you to join us today.
Hi, Will. Thanks so much for having us. I'm really excited to talk about ADUs and also specifically today to focus on the county pre-approved plans. You know, I'm a principal and director of operations with Ruland Design Group. And, you know, we've been focusing on accessory dwelling units since the laws first changed back in 2017. And since then, we've designed over 100 ADUs and also have about 60 ADU projects in work right now. So we've seen a lot of different situations, a lot of different cases. And I kind of really want to go over the positives of the pre-approved plans, but then also some of the challenges with them as well.
Great. Well, you put together some slides for us to get today, so let's go through them and we'll have you walk us through it.
Perfect, thanks. So with the pre-approved plans came up a couple years ago. And the consideration that really helps for people if they're looking and interested in an accessory dwelling unit is really, what's the goal? What's the goal for the project? You know, is this going to be a rental, pure rental income generating ADU, or is it for your elderly parent or for your family? You know, is it for the property where you live? You know, are you living on the property where the ADU is going to be in the back? Is there things that you want to make it unique to your property or unique on how your family is going to use the space? And then the two biggest considerations is timing and cost.
Yeah.
You know, what can happen? You know, right now we're seeing a lot of challenges with the building department in terms of timing. You know, with COVID-19, they are up and working, but have slowed down to a crawl. So this is potentially one way to speed up that process a little bit. But what we're going to talk about and look at in the next few slides is really, where are the savings and is it worth what you need to give up for that? And what it comes down to is, if you have that pre-approved plan that you're just absolutely in love with, well, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it and pull the best things from it and then change what we need to do to make it fit your property.
Excellent.
What the generic plans are from the county, city of Encinitas, those are the two big ones right now. And then city of San Diego is one of them that's using them. More cities are going to be rolling out the pre-approved plans. And what it is it's a plan that's made for as many people as possible. You know, they try to make it as generic and kind of plain to appeal to the masses. And, you know, say for instance, the one plan from the county, I looked at their plans and I scratched my head on it because the one plan is a 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath unit. How many people want a 3-bedroom, 1-bath unit? The answer is pretty much 0. Because if you have 3 bedrooms, the feeling is you're going to have a family with a couple kids maybe, and then you're going to all survive in 1 bathroom. You know, and that is just fraught with challenges. Yeah. And so, you know, for instance, if you've got a large area to work with, the 1,200 square feet, we've actually created a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath unit with that same footprint. Amazing. So, you know, it's a way to really be efficient with the space, efficient with how it's going to be used, and maximize the value. You know, and that way, if you're going to go rent it, you can rent a 4-bedroom, 2.5 baths for probably more than the 3-bedroom, 1-bath unit. Absolutely. And have a lot more appeal to different people as well.
I like the contrast. Thank you for putting that together.
Well, you know, a lot of people think big houses take up so much room, but if you're really efficient with space, you can actually create a very good layout that takes advantage of that footprint.
Sure.
And with the pre-approved plans, the whole point of it is to save you time and money, to save the homeowner time and money. But what they don't highlight a lot is there's still actually a lot of work that the homeowner has to do. They're not just going to walk into the building department and say, hi, I want my permit for, you know, plan number, 3, or, you know, Encinitas Plan B. That doesn't work that way. You know, what you really have to do is still create your site. They want to know, the city wants to know how you're going to lay it out on your property. You still have to work through the specifics for your property, such as the stormwater details, the energy requirements, that Title 24 energy report. There may be local fire requirements depending on where you're located. Also, if you're on septic, health department requirements, again, more water district requirements. You still have to go through the process of the building permit and doing those reviews. And as a detached unit, you have to deal with solar as well. And the heart of the matter is you don't really get to make any changes. Yeah. You know, with one of our clients, he was looking at the pre-approved plan, saw Encinitas Plan B, and was like, Chris, I love this. It looks great. I'm like, okay, no problem. Let's take a look at it and see if it's going to work for your site. Very first design meeting, he's like, yeah, so move the front door over to this side because that's facing my master bedroom, and then make that window bigger, and I don't want that pantry there, move it over here. Then, never mind. You know, so that's where it's like it's really not going to work for him, and that's the challenge with the pre-approved plans. The minute you want to make a change, it's not pre-approved.
As a design firm, do you handle all of these tasks, site plan, stormwater, Title 24? Do you pretty much manage this part of the process?
We absolutely can. And, you know, to be completely honest with you, we've designed over 100 ADUs and we have over 60 ADU projects in the work right now. 0 of them are the pre-approved plans. Right. Right. Because we've not, you know, none of our clients have found that that's the right solution for them. Excuse me. So if there is the client out there that, and it absolutely does fit some people, and I'll talk about who that ideal candidate is, we can go through this. We can create the site plan, go through the stormwater, the Title 24 energy requirement reports, etc. So we can absolutely help navigate that process.
Got it. Okay.
It's not a slam dunk like I get my permit tomorrow.
Yeah, not an over-the-counter process.
Well, even now, over-the-counter kind of doesn't exist because none of the building departments are really physically open where you can go in. So
Oh, that's
even
right.
the building department's modified improved process to speed up the permit processing still has to be all done kind of remotely. And
Gotcha.
on the best of days, that still takes a long time. So one of the things with the pre-approved plans is it only works for a new detached unit. And so with that is, if you have a situation where it's like, I want to convert my garage, or for me, I live in North Park. I live in a 1920s, Spanish craftsman house. I'm putting an ADU above my garage. And I wanted to keep the value of the garage. I wanted to have rental income. I don't have room in my backyard. My backyard is definitely not big enough for a detached unit, so I'm going above. So if you only want a detached unit, okay, you're falling into the county plans, the pre-approved plans might work for you. But what if your backyard's not perfectly flat? Or, it really makes sense just to convert that garage. A lot of our clients, and I would say almost 50-50, are to doing it for family, and then a lot of those family are for elderly parents.
Hmm.
Well, one of the things that we do for elderly family members is we make the doorways bigger. We make the bathroom a little bit bigger. We make that interior doorway 36 inches, not 30 inches. So the pre-approved plans aren't going to work well, and I got to tell you, a lot of our clients, which makes me laugh looking at your background with the construction site, a lot of our clients have unpermitted work. It happens a lot. And if you've got unpermitted work on your property, it's not going to be easy to use the pre-approved plans and just hope the inspector is not going to notice that sunroom addition that's facing the backyard that was never permitted.
Right.
And then a lot of it, like the one client we had about privacy, you don't get to pick. The pre-approved plans have their front door set up where they do. They have the bedroom windows set up where they are. The way we look at design is the windows that are going to be facing the existing house. A lot of times, if possible, we'll use the clear story windows, the higher windows that are a little bit higher up and maybe not directly staring at your backyard or how you're going to be using your kitchen maybe. And a lot of cases, what if you have a nice view and you want to be able to put a nice big window facing the hillside or, facing the ocean maybe or whatever, gorgeous view may be there. Again, the pre-approved plans aren't going to be the best fit for you. And so if you think about the overall process, you start with the design, you go through the permit processing with the building department, you go through construction. 95% of your costs are going to be in construction. And so if you're thinking it's like, oh my God, these are going to save me so much money by, I don't need a fancy designer or fancy architect. I'm going to save money by using a pre-approved plan. What are you really saving? When 95% of the cost is going to be in construction. And if you're going to be spending $200,000, maybe $150,000 for a small unit, think about really maximizing the design to get it right for your needs. And I think the one situation where this was a couple years ago, we had one of our potential clients come in where he's like, you know what, my mother-in-law just fell, broke her hip, is living with us now in our master bedroom suite. I'm living in the den, the family room. How quickly can we get an ADU? This would have been, the pre-approved plans would have been a good choice for him. And this was a couple years ago, so the county didn't have them. But that's the kind of situation where you might be the good candidate, or a candidate where it has, if you have hard money, where you're in a crazy big hurry. If you're in a crazy big hurry, whether it be for an immediate family need, or you're in a crazy big hurry for loan or financing, or if it's a rental property and you really don't care, you just want another cash flow property there, then the pre-approved plans might work out. But otherwise, the challenge is, what are you really saving? And if you're going to go through all that cost and time, because you still have to go through a lot of the steps, the savings really, we've not really seen it being there. And so with Ruling Design Group, if you have a great idea, by all means, we can start with that. If you love one of the pre-approved plans, we can look at that and then tailor it to your needs. And that's where we can do a free phone consultation, with anybody. My contact information, you'll see it here in a minute. We can look at what options work for you and navigate the building department, what the county requirements are, what your zone requires, going through the permit processing, and basically help guide you through that process of figuring out how to achieve the ADU that's going to work best for you and not a generic plan that may be sort of okay.
Great. I love the idea of a free phone consultation. I've worked with you. We have like a whole calendaring system that you utilize so people can schedule time with you. And it looks like you keep pretty busy. So is that the best way to contact you, is call you or email you and get on your calendar?
Yep. Easiest is to just shoot me an email.
Okay.
Go ahead and email me with your property address.
That's
and then
right.
that way I can do some preliminary due diligence and investigation so that when we do talk, I already have some information from the building department on what is possible.
Yeah. Great. Well, I just get such a strong sense you're speaking from so much experience. You've had a lot of tremendous success here in the San Diego marketplace, and that really sort of shows on your ability to help clients through a pretty complex process. So thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining us today. We just have a couple of more slides of some additional resource information. I manage an ADU Facebook group that we have a lot of resources. Like Chris is on board. She's answering a lot of questions. We really have a lot of attention. So we would really encourage anybody that is sort of coming into it as a resource or trying to build an ADU, certainly encourage you to join our ADU Facebook group. And then I also manage a website, SD203K. We have a whole section dedicated to accessory dwelling units. If you want to take a look at those plans, we have all the copies of the Encinitas in the county for you to take a look at, get some ideas. But I couldn't agree with Chris more. I look at some of those plans and just sort of scratch my head in terms of practicality to it. A lot of financing information on there. So, that pretty much wraps it up. Chris, it was a pleasure having you join us today. We really look forward to working with you, sending customers your way, and really much success on all of the great accomplishments you've had.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate the time. And, with Ruling Design Group, we can help you from a design professional perspective and your clients. And then also the reality is I'm doing my own ADU. And so from a homeowner, I have that perspective of like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Where am I going to put those windows? So, we've been through the gamut and we're happy to help your clients because it's a tremendous opportunity, but yet still there's a lot of things to work through of what is the best design for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us.